Let's get more on Cyclone Marcia, and I'm joined now by the Queensland Premier, Anastasia Palaszczuk. Anastasia Palaszczuk, thanks so much for your time. For Queensland residents that are watching this at the moment, what would you like them to know?
Well, I've just had the most up-to-date information from the Bureau of Meteorology, and we now believe that the core of the cyclone will pass over Yeppoon in approximately 1 hour time. We want everyone to be safe. We've heard reports about people driving around Yeppoon and those low-lying coastal communities. I want families to be safe. Everyone must now be in lockdown. Everyone must now be in their homes. I want families to be safe, so what they must do in their homes is go to the most secure part of their homes, which is usually the bathroom and the toilet area. Make sure you take pillows and mattresses in there, but make sure your children are safe, you are safe, and under no circumstances go outside. This is going to be a terrifying ordeal for the residents living in Yeppoon and those coastal communities. And as I just heard you speaking to the Mayor of Rockhampton in the early hours of this afternoon, the cyclone will then move over Rockhampton at a Category 3, and that will still have severe and destructive winds.
What reports are you hearing, Premier, about damage that may have already been caused when Marcia made landfall?
What I'm hearing at the moment is that the wind gusts around that Yeppoon area are being felt up to 90 kilometres an hour, so they are going to intensify dramatically over the next hour to an hour and a half. But this is going to take a while to pass over that Yeppoon area, so everyone must stay within their own homes. Now is not the time to move. You must now be in lockdown. Do not leave your home.
How many people is this likely to affect, Premier?
We think it's likely to affect over 170,000 people, which is the Rockhampton region and the regions around the Yeppoon and coastal areas. But that cyclone will actually move further south over the course of the day, and we are very concerned at the moment about that core passing over the coastal communities of Yeppoon. You know, your viewers nationwide will remember Cyclone Yasi, but this cyclone is going over populated areas. So our fundamental concern, the priority of the emergency personnel, my priority is now solely focused on those Yeppoon and coastal residents at the moment who are going to feel the full force of Category 5 passing over them within the next hour or two.
It's obviously not just the destructive winds. I think the latest forecast 285 kilometres an hour, but it's this storm surge that we heard from you on, which is now 3 metres by your recollections above the normal tide. How widespread do you think the flooding could be?
We've had some preliminary looks at some mapping that has been provided to our State Disaster Coordination Committee. We are concerned about that rise from 2.6 metres now to 3 metres. That is very high. So that's 3 metres above the scheduled high tide in these coastal communities. So there will be flooding around the Yeppoon area. We'll be monitoring this situation as the cyclone passes overhead, but what we have done is we have evacuated those people living on those coastal communities that would be subjected to that tidal surge.
What kind of resources do you have at your disposal to deal with this, not just today, but in the next few days?
We have the full range of Queensland Government resources. I've had a meeting with my Cabinet Ministers as well as the Directors General from all of the most significant departments that are involved in this. As you can appreciate, we have on-the-ground personnel that are ready to respond. The hospitals have been activated in Yeppoon and Rockhampton. They're fully staffed, ready to go into operational mode. We have the SES and recovery operations all ready to go once once this cyclone has passed over, and we're getting on the ground information from all of the departments to make sure that we are as prepared as we most possibly can be. I have a lot of faith in the emergency personnel. They've done this time and time again. They're used to dealing with cyclones, they're used to dealing with floods. These are professional people, and can I take this opportunity to also thank all of the emergency personnel out there that have been working around the clock, door knocking residents, taking them to higher ground, taking them to those cyclone shelters and making sure that their lives are protected.
Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk, best of luck to you and your emergency crews over the next few days. Thanks for your time.